Well, with the sun shining down on our region, it's hard to believe that the valley endured 3 weeks of back-to-back storms. Storms that have flooded people out of their homes, storms that uprooted thousands of trees, storms that killed 21 people. Those are the kinds of scenarios that Team Rubicon dedicates itself to. And I'm joined now live by Norman Corson. He's the incident commander for the Team Rubicon group, still working in the Sacramento area. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Team Rubicon is a 13-year-old international NGO, a non-governmental organization specializing in disaster responses. Now, when people hear that, they're going to envision recovery after, I don't know, tsunami in some faraway land. How does the disaster you've been up against in the last few weeks right here in California compare with some of your other operations?
Well, it compares favorably. I think it's important to note that Team Rubicon tries to respond before, during, and after humanitarian and natural disasters. This situation is one in which we received a call from our community partners in Sacramento to help, starting on New Year's Day, to clear these downed trees. The city and the county resources quickly became overwhelmed. So we gladly stepped forward and started working clearing the streets. There is 2 weeks of work behind us now that we call response. There are more weeks ahead that we call recovery. We're engaged in this process because these circumstances aren't slowing down and they're not going away. We are in a situation where today, every 18 days, we have a major billion-dollar disaster from the weather. That used to be back in the 1980s, every 82 days. So the need for the response, the need for the recovery is just getting larger.
Yeah.
And our intent is to respond.
Alrighty. Now, with Team Rubicon being back, you're going to be in the ground in Sacramento and Placer counties through the 28th, so through this Saturday. What's your focus now? And how have things been going? This is a battered region that you're in. You're just describing some of the conditions environmentally that we're up against. So what are you focusing on right now?
Well, again, this was a response effort. Our job is to bridge the gap between the initial event and other services coming into play. We're now standing up operations in San Mateo, Santa Cruz, and down in Ventura. We're also taking a look at operations in Acampo, Valley Springs, and Merced. And again, these will be response operations very similar to what we're doing here with the trees, plus muck outs of flooded homes.
Muck outs of flooded homes. I know there are going to be a lot of people who are really thankful that they're getting some help with that, because that is a terribly difficult thing to do. Your group operates with about 172 employees and 145,000 volunteers. You call those volunteers gray shirts. How many are on the mission to help Sac and Placer counties recover?
Today, I have 55 gray shirts on the ground, and that number will remain steady until we demobilize.
And then many of these volunteers are this country's veterans who still feel a huge need to be in service to their country, right? What does one of them need to do if they want to join Team Rubicon?
I would expand that. We not only utilize the skills of veterans and first responders, but we invite any civilian volunteer to come join us. And they can do that by going to www.teamrubiconusa.org. And that is a place where people can explore who we are, and they can donate to facilitate the services that we deliver.
I would guess that a lot of the people that you end up helping, if you're mucking out a home, like you said, or, cutting down trees, they're just so grateful. It's a pretty isolating thing, even though it's happening to a lot of people. If there's a tree down on your car, down on your house, something like that has been destroyed, if you have, 2 feet of flood water inside, people are feeling pretty alone in that, right? Kind of what have you been running into when you're talking to folks out there?
You have framed it perfectly. We very kindly say we get the opportunity to engage with people on what may be the worst day of their life. We value that and we respect that. One of the rewards that we receive is gratitude and warmth from the people in the community that we serve. We have people wave at us as we're working on the next piece of property,
Nice.
yelling at us from the windows that yesterday we were at their place removing the tree from their driveway. That is part of the giving back, and that's part of what motivates our gray shirts to turn out.
Alrighty, well, I know a lot of people at the county level, at the state level, and definitely at the block level are very happy to see you here. Thank you so much for coming in to share about your mission.
My pleasure.